So we have the final result of electric field due to infinitely long straight wire having symmetrical charge distributed. So finally, we find electric field E is equal to lambda upon 2 pi r epsilon naught. So this lambda was the linear charge density or the linear charge distribution, and this lambda was equal to this lambda, it was equal to charge upon length. So charge upon length. So this was my lambda, and this r was the distance from the road. So we took this road having charge distributed over it and symmetrically charge distributed over it, and we took a point P at a distance r and the electric field E that was given by this equation. And in vector form, this can be written as E is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught r into r unit vector. This is a unit vector, unit vector, unit vector having unit length. And this unit vector that is along the direction of the electric field. So because the electric field is radially outward, so the unit vector at any point P, that is also radially outward. So here the unit vector is this, and electric field is this. So now this is the vector form of electric field. So based on this formula, now we will try few numericals. So let us go for that. So this is the first multiple choice question. The electric field intensity E at a point due to a line charge distribution at a distance r is directly proportional to, it is 1 over r, because already we find the formula E is equal to E at point P at a distance r is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught into r. So E is inversely proportional to r. Okay, so we can say electric field at any point P is inversely proportional to 1 upon r. And if we plot the graph, so this is r and this is E. So, and this is our starting point horizon. If r is 0 here, then 1 upon 0, electric field becomes infinite. So electric field is infinite at this point. But if we increase the value of r, then electric field decreases. And finally, we get this type of graph. And let us take one more question. A long wire carries a charge of 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 8. This is coulomb meter. This is coulomb per meter. A long wire carries a charge of coulomb meter. Sorry, this is coulomb meter. Find the electric field at a distance of 0.2 meter from it. So the case is like this. We have a wire. We have a long wire, and it carries some charges. It has some charges over it. And the value of charge is given. The value of charge is this. And at a distance 0.2 meter, 0.2 meter, take a point P and find the electric field, EP, find electric field at this point P. Okay, so this is the question. And already we know that how to find out electric field due to a road. And it is very simple. It is a lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught into R. So from this formula, we can find out. So here we are given the 4 options and this is the right answer. Now let us see how we get this answer. So lambda is given 2 into 10 to power means the charge density, linear charge density is given, and we also know lambda is equal to charge upon length. So this is my lambda. Charge is in coulomb and length is in meter. So this is coulomb per meter. So this is coulomb per meter. So please correct it. This is coulomb per meter. This is coulomb per meter. This is wrong. Coulomb per meter. Okay. So lambda is in coulomb per meter. Here again it is coulomb per meter. By mistake, it is coulomb meter, but it is coulomb per meter. Coulomb per meter. Okay. So lambda is given, R is given 0.2 meter. And from this formula, E is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught R, we can find out. Now divide the numerator and denominator by, sorry, multiply denominator and numerator by 2 so that it becomes 4 pi epsilon naught. Multiply by 2 in the numerator and multiply by 2 in the denominator so that the denominator becomes 4 pi epsilon naught. And we know the value of 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. It is 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. So for numericals, it is noted all the times that try to get 4 pi epsilon naught. So that you can place the value 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. So 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, it is replaced by 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. This is sign of multiplication. This is sign of multiplication. 2 means this 2. Lambda already it is given 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 8 coulomb per meter. This is coulomb per meter. This is the unit for lambda. And distance already R, it is given 0.2 meter. So finally, if we solve this, we will get electric field is equal to 1800 volt per meter. Now, why volt per meter? Because I already told you that in our option, volt per meter is given. So how electric field is in volt per meter? I just show you. So let me take the two metallic plates having plus charge on the left, minus charge on the right. They are connected with a source of, means they are connected with a voltage source having voltage V, and the distance between the two plate is kept d meter. This is small d, is the distance between the two plates or separation between the two plates. So now electric lines, they will start from positive charge and they will go to the negative charge. So the electric field strength between the two plates, that is E is equal to V upon D. V upon D. And you know that V is in volt and distance is in meter. So the units are volt per meter. So this is the unit of electric field. So here the unit of electric field is volt per meter. There is one more unit of electric field because you know that electric field is equal to, it is force acting on a charge F upon Q. So the unit of force is Newton and charge is Coulomb. So the unit is Newton per Coulomb. So electric field has two units. One is Newton per Coulomb and other is volt per meter, because in our options all the electric fields, they are in volt per meter. So out of these four we have to choose the correct one. Okay, so by the formula of electric field, due to an infinitely long road having symmetrical charge distribution, so we will apply this formula, E is equal to lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught r. So this way we can find out the electric field due to a road having symmetrical charge distribution. This formula is not valid, or we cannot solve the problem of a road by this method if the charge distribution is asymmetrical. If the charge is asymmetrical, so this formula is not valid. This formula for a infinite long road is valid only if the charge distribution is symmetrical. Means if we divide the road into two parts, then in either parts the charge density that will remain same. Now the next topic which we will cover today, electric field due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. Now we have infinite plane sheet, very interesting and very amazing, very surprising topic of today's lecture, infinite plane sheet. So what is the meaning of a finite sheet and infinite sheet? Finite sheet, we can just have a picture in our mind. This is a finite sheet. This is a finite sheet, length of the sheet and the breadth of the sheet. Okay. So if I take the coordinates of the sheet, then I can draw the coordinates of the sheet. The sheet is present in the XY plane, XY plane. Okay. So sheet basically it is in an XY plane. It's a having length L and breadth B. So it is a finite sheet. Finite means fix L and fix breadth. It's a finite sheet. But our topic is not about the finite sheet. Our topic is about the infinite sheet. So infinite sheet, how we can have the picture of infinite sheet in our mind. Infinite sheet means this part is going to infinite, means minus infinity to plus infinity, or you can say minus x to plus x, minus x to plus x. Likewise, this part is also going from minus infinity to plus infinity, or minus y to plus y. This minus y is related to minus infinity, and this plus y related to the positive plus infinity. This minus x is related to minus infinity, and this plus x is related to the plus infinity. And now a symmetrical charge is distributed over this infinite plane sheet. Means the charge is distributed on the sheet. The sheet is so big, from minus infinity to plus infinity, from minus x to plus x. So in this length, charge is distributed. Likewise, in minus y to plus y, minus infinity to plus infinity, charge is distributed. So this is the picture of infinite sheet. And it's very easy to find out the electric field intensity due to a finite sheet at a distance r from the sheet, it's very easy. We can find out electric field. But here in our case, when sheet is infinite, how to find out electric field at a distance, or at a distance, or this side or this side, same distance, or how to find out that? So, and which type of Gaussian surface we will choose, because in our earlier case, in case of a road, we enclose the road. The road was infinite road, but we select the length L of the road, and we enclosed that L length in a cylindrical object. The Gaussian surface was cylindrical. But now the problem is that when the sheet is infinite, then how we can choose the Gaussian surface, or which type of Gaussian surface will be applicable in this case. So let us go for that. So let me first erase all these things. Okay. So the basic question is electric field due to uniformly charged infinite plane sheet. So let me go to the main slide. This is my main slide. So this is my sheet. The sheet is this. Okay. So let me enclose this sheet in a parallelepiped. So this is a parallelepiped. This is my Gaussian surface. The Gaussian surface is a parallelepiped. So parallelepiped means you can use a simple pipe also. Simple pipe in which the water flows. You can take that also. So enclose this sheet in that also. But parallelepiped that this you see the left face, the left face and right face, they are like the sheet. So again, again we can take why we are taking this parallelepiped, because it has also if I take a very big parallelepiped, then it will also, this side will move from minus infinity to plus infinity, and this side again it will move from minus infinity to plus infinity. So it is easy for me to enclose my sheet within this parallelepiped, because the dimensions of the parallelepiped they are like the sheet. So the charges are there, the charges are there. Okay. So now how I can find out the electric field. So let us go for that. So we take a point either in the right side or in the left side. So it is very easy, because electric lines they are moving normal to this surface. They are coming out normally from this surface. So let me show you. So this is the surface, and electric lines they are coming out from the surface too, and E2, E2, okay, and electric lines coming out from surface 1, they are E1, they are E1. So you can take this as E2, need not to take this, you just take this as E2, and this is E1. So electric lines, they are coming normally to this surface. And if I take the small area element of this surface, and that small area element having unit vector n, so the flux coming out from this 2, F2, is equal to E dot A, where A is the area of this face. Area of this face is A, which is equal to length into breadth. It is equal to length into breadth. So directly I will write this area A So this is the flux coming out from A, and because the area normal vector, these are parallel, so it can be written as E A cos theta, E A cos theta. So phi 2, flux through the phase 2, is equal to angle between E and cos, that is 0. You see E and area vector, they are parallel, so angle is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So phi is equal to EA. Likewise, we can find out phi 1, the flux through the phase 1, that is equal to E1 into A, where A is the area of this phase. Again, it is length into breadth. And again, if we draw a normal vector n, normal n, so the direction of electric field in that normal, they are parallel. So again, we will get EA, this is E1, EA cos theta, and this is cos 0, 1. So we get E1 into A. So phi 1 is E1 into A and phi 2 is E2 into A. Now you see the same positive charge at a distance x. So it will produce the same electric field. So E1 is equal to E2. E1 in the left, that is equal to E2 is equal to E, because charge in the right and charge in the left, they are same. So we will expect the same electric field. So this is simply E dot A. This is again E dot A. Okay. So the net flux phi is equal to 2 EA, 2 EA. And we know flux is equal to charge upon area. And flux is equal to, flux is equal to charge upon epsilon naught. Charge upon epsilon. This is from the Gauss law. Flux is equal to total charge epsilon divided by epsilon naught is equal to 2E into A. So from here, I can find out this E. So the E is equal to Q upon 2 epsilon naught into A. 2 epsilon naught into A. And this Q over A, charge over area, that becomes a surface charge density. So E is equal to surface charge density is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. So electric field is equal to sigma, where sigma is equal to surface charge density, charge upon area. So because we have a sheet, so we will take area of the sheet. In case of road, हमने lambda लिया था, lambda is equal to charge upon length. Sheet के केस में हम surface charge density को sigma से represent करेंगे, sigma is equal to charge upon area. So this is charge Q upon area replaced by sigma. So the final answer is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. So electric field of a infinitely long sheet is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. So this is a very amazing result also. So now I am going to discuss why the electric field due to a plane sheet is amazing. Why it is amazing, why it is different from the case of infinite rod. So let me discuss that. So let me discuss that. So take a snapshot of this diagram also. This is the complete diagram. You can take the snapshot and finally we will move to the final result. So why this is amazing? Because you see, we got the result. What result we got? We get the value of electric field. E is equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. This is the value of electric field. Now, and this was our sheet. Infinite sheet, sorry. Okay, let me rewrite. Okay, so this was our sheet, infinitely long sheet, and charges were distributed over the sheet. And the value of electric field at the point P, this point P, this was sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Again, at this point, it was sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. So you see, this point, suppose this point is 1 meter from the sheet. This point is 2 meters from the sheet. So why I am taking 1 meter पे भी उतना ही इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड होगा जितना 2 मीटर पे होगा. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ पे कोई R तो है ही नहीं. In the right side, R is absent. So because R is absent in the right side, so electric field is independent of R. R पे depend नहीं करेगा. So this is a very amazing result कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड R पे डिपेंड नहीं करेगा. चाहे तो 1 मीटर दूर चलें शीट से, या इधर 2 मीटर, चाहे इधर भी 2 मीटर हम चलें, जितना 1 मीटर दूर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड होगा, 2 मीटर दूर भी उतना इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड होगा. 3 मीटर दूर चलें तब भी ऐसे ही, इधर है ना, 2 मीटर चलें या 4 मीटर चलें, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की वैल्यू ये फिक्स कैसे रहती है, ये कांस्टेंट कैसे है, हाउ इट इज इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ आर. सारा जो मामला है वो है इनफाइनाइट शीट का. सो जैसे हम अभी 1 मीटर दूर गए, सो हमारे फील्ड ऑफ व्यू में कुछ चार्जेस आएंगे, क्योंकि शीट तो इनफाइनाइट है, ऊपर भी इनफाइनाइट है, नीचे भी इनफाइनाइट है, और ये इधर भी इनफाइनाइट है ना, इनफाइनाइट है. सो हमारे फील्ड ऑफ व्यू में कुछ ही चार्जेस आएंगे. तो उन चार्जेस के कारण यहाँ पे हमें सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट का इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड मिलेगा. जैसे हम 2 मीटर दूर पे गए, हमारा फील्ड ऑफ व्यू बढ़ गया. हमारा अब डिस्टेंस बढ़ने से इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कम नहीं हो रहा है, क्योंकि डिस्टेंस बढ़ने से फील्ड ऑफ व्यू बढ़ गया. फील्ड ऑफ व्यू बढ़ गया तो ज्यादा से ज्यादा और चार्जेस ऐड हो गए, कुछ और चार्जेस ऐड हो गए. अब उन चार्जेस ने इस डिस्टेंस को कॉम्पनसेट कर दिया, और उन चार्जेस के कारण अब भी इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट है. हम अब और डिस्टेंस मूव किए, तो यहाँ पे इनवर्स केयर लॉ के अकॉर्डिंगली तो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड को कमजोर हो जाना चाहिए था, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कम होना चाहिए था. बट अब इस पॉइंट पे आए हम, तो हमारा फील्ड ऑफ व्यू फिर बढ़ गया. अब कुछ और चार्जेस ऐड हो गए. अब ऐसे इलेक्ट्रिक चार्ज और ऐड हुए कि दोबारा फिर जो यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड आया, अगेन दैट इज सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट. सो हम इनफाइनाइट तक मूव करते जाएं, इन द लेफ्ट साइड, इन द राइट साइड, इन द and in we cannot move in the upside. Why we cannot move in the upside? Because in the upside also you see the direction of electric field ये है, और जो यहाँ पे नॉर्मल वेक्टर होगा n यूनिट वेक्टर होगा, है ना, मेरा एरिया का. सो कोई छोटा एरिया चूज करेंगे, सो एंगल 90 डिग्री हो जाएगा, और E डॉट ds या E ds कोस 90 डिग्री, कोस 90 डिग्री 0. सो इस तरफ तो फ्लक्स 0 है, इधर ऊपर भी फ्लक्स 0 है, नीचे भी फ्लक्स 0 है. सो फ्लक्स सिर्फ इधर ही मिलेगा. इधर कितना भी माइनस इन्फिनिटी तक मूव करें, फ्लक्स उतना ही रहेगा, है ना, फील्ड उतना ही रहेगा, इधर भी उतना ही रहेगा, फील्ड उतना ही रहेगा, फील्ड कमजोर नहीं होगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज अमेजिंग केस कि इनफाइनाइट शीट के कारण हम लेफ्ट में मूव करें या राइट में मूव करें, इधर तो फील्ड होगा ही नहीं, यहाँ पे फील्ड नहीं होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे फ्लक्स नहीं होगा, यहाँ पे भी फील्ड नहीं होगा कि फ्लक्स नहीं होगा, बट यहाँ पे फील्ड मिलेगा और हर जगह सेम मिलेगा, कांस्टेंट मिलेगा, यहाँ पे भी कांस्टेंट मिलेगा। माइनस इन्फिनिटी तक मूव करें या इधर प्लस इन्फिनिटी तक मूव करें तो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की वैल्यू इनफाइनाइट शीट के कारण चेंज होने वाली नहीं है। दैट्स व्हाई दिस केस इज द very amazing case, very amazing case. And if we plot a graph between electric field and distance, so what type of graph we will get? What type of graph we will get? So let us see that. So let me take, this is distance r and this is electric field. So because r is independent of electric field, when r is 0, so तब भी कुछ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की वैल्यू है, जब r की वैल्यू ये है तब भी कोई इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है, सेम इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की वैल्यू चेंज नहीं होगी, है ना। यू टेक एनी डिस्टेंस, यहाँ पे इस r के corresponding to this r, the electric field is, as r is increasing, electric field is not increasing, E is constant, it is fixed, ये फिक्स है। और फिक्स की कितनी वैल्यू है? सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। तो यहाँ पे भी सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट, यहाँ पे भी सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट, सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। चूज एनी पॉइंट, गो टू इंफिनिटी, प्लस इंफिनिटी, go to plus infinity, choose any number of points, the value of electric field that will remain sigma upon epsilon naught. यहाँ पे भी sigma upon epsilon naught, sigma upon epsilon naught. At every point you will get a sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, sorry, sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. So electric field versus R ग्राफ होगा, वो हमारे पास एक स्ट्रेट लाइन होगी, ऐसे स्ट्रेट लाइन पैरेलल टू द डिस्टेंस एक्सिस। ओके, so this was about electric field due to infinite long plane sheet, and let us try one or two questions. So electric field intensity at a point due to a uniformly charged infinite plane sheet is directly proportional to the distance. ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड डिस्टेंस के डायरेक्टली नहीं होता। इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल ये भी नहीं होता क्योंकि प्लेन शीट में ना तो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल होगा ना इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल होगा। इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ द डिस्टेंस ऑफ द पॉइंट, यस यस यस, डिस्टेंस पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड डिपेंड नहीं करेगा when we are dealing with the infinite long plane sheet. So option C is correct, independent of the distance of the point from the plane sheet. For a uniformly charged, symmetrically charged plane sheet, the electric intensity at a point is, अभी हमने कैलकुलेट किया, सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। लेफ्ट में भी सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट होगी, राइट में भी सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट होगी। सो ये हमारी शीट थी, ये हमारी कोई प्लेन शीट थी, सो चार्जेस थे उसके ऊपर, यूनिफॉर्मली चार्ज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का केस था, सिमेट्रिकल चार्ज डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का केस था। सो यहाँ पे 1 मीटर चलो, 1 मीटर चलो तो वहां पे भी सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। थोड़ा सा और आगे बढ़ जाओ तब भी सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट, तब भी यही चीज। थोड़ा सा और आगे बढ़ जाओ तब भी सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन नॉट। ऐसे ही इस साइड में भी go to infinity plus infinity, okay, you will get sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Here you go to minus infinity, you will get sigma upon 2 epsilon. ये केस को मैं थोड़ा एक अपने पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से बता रहा हूं कि ये प्लेन शीट ऐसे होगी कि हम अगर अर्थ के सरफेस पे कहीं भी मूव करें सो हमें क्लाउड्स पक्का दिखाई देते हैं, हमें अपना जो स्काई है वो पक्का दिखाई देता है। तो जो स्काई हो गया दैट इज ए टाइप ऑफ इनफाइनाइट शीट, दैट इज ए इनफाइनाइट शीट। सो यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसे ही इसको लेके चल सकते हैं कि कहीं पे भी जाएं और हमें वो क्लाउड दिखा ही देगा, है ना। सो क्लाउड दे आर द एग्जांपल ऑफ इनफाइनाइट शीट स्प्रेडिंग फ्रॉम माइनस इन्फिनिटी टू प्लस इन्फिनिटी, है ना। सो यहाँ पे हमारा तो अब जैसे क्लाउड्स के ऊपर अगर चार्जेस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन लगा दें, तो हम अगर क्लाउड्स क्लाउड को किसी पर्टिकुलर डिस्टेंस से चेक करें और किसी हाइट पे जाके चेक करें, डिस्टेंस को कम करें, है ना, सो हमारे पास इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की वैल्यू उस इनफाइनाइट क्लाउड के कारण सेम आनी है, सिग्मा अपॉन 2 एप्सिलॉन। सिग्मा उसका सिग्मा क्या चीज था, सिग्मा दैट वाज इक्वल टू टोटल चार्ज अपॉन एरिया। ये एरिया किसका था, गॉसियन सरफेस का एरिया था। ये चार्ज किसका था, गॉसियन सरफेस के अंदर एनक्लोज चार्ज। सो सिग्मा को हम ऐसे डिफाइन करेंगे। सिग्मा को डिफाइन करने के लिए हमें गॉसियन सरफेस चाहिए। वी हैव टू एनक्लोज द चार्ज। कुछ ये चार्ज को हमने मींस इनफाइनाइट शीट को तो हम गॉसियन सरफेस में नहीं ले सकते, तो उसमें से कुछ फाइनाइट शीट हमने गॉसियन सरफेस में ली, पैरेलल पाइप हमने लिया, और उसके अंदर ये चार्ज एनक्लोज है। उस पैरेलल पाइप के जो सरफेसेस हैं उनका एरिया ये है। So in this way we find electric field. Now in the next lecture we will cover electric field due to a charged spherical shell. So that's all for today, Anjali and Raj.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any doubt you have in this topic, you can WhatsApp me on my number. Okay, and I am sending you the
Yes, sir.
recording. I am sending you the recording also. Okay, that's all.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.